In Southeast Asia, strategic moves are rarely announced. The region is a chessboard of silent maneuvers where power is often projected not with words, but with actions that remain hidden until the last possible moment. Here, the balance of power can shift quietly, with ripples that are only felt much later. But today, a major secret is coming to light. After months of speculation and whispers among defense analysts, the veil is finally being lifted on a project that has been shrouded in mystery and tight-lipped denials. The Philippines is on the verge of completing its most ambitious military project in decades, a sprawling, state-of-the-art naval megabase, codenamed Aguila Point. This facility, hidden from public view for years, is set to become the crown jewel of the nation's maritime defense. Built under extraordinary secrecy, Aguila Point marks a dramatic shift in the nation's defense posture. The base's construction was carried out under the cover of darkness, with only a select few aware of its true scale and purpose. For years, the Philippine Navy struggled with outdated equipment and scattered facilities, limiting its reach across the archipelago. The lack of a centralized modern base meant that the country's maritime forces were often stretched thin, unable to respond quickly to emerging threats or assert control over its vast territorial waters. Aguila Point changes everything. A consolidated hub for advanced warships, long-range patrols, and command operations. With cutting-edge technology and infrastructure, the base will allow the Philippine Navy to project power far beyond its shores, monitor critical sea lanes, and coordinate complex missions with unprecedented efficiency. This base signals Manila's resolve to defend its maritime interests and deter aggression. It is a clear message to both allies and adversaries that the Philippines is ready to take a more active role in safeguarding its sovereignty and regional stability. The secrecy of its construction is a story in itself, reflecting sophisticated operational security and a desire to avoid outside interference. Every stage of the project was meticulously planned to prevent leaks, with workers sworn to silence and access tightly controlled. By the time the world noticed, the base was nearly operational, a strategic reality, not a proposal. The speed and stealth of its development caught many by surprise, instantly altering the strategic landscape of Southeast Asia. Aguila Point is more than a military upgrade. It's a bold declaration that the Philippines will no longer be a passive observer in its own waters. It represents a new era of confidence and capability, where the nation can shape its own destiny and contribute to the security of the wider region. The region must now contend with a new, formidable player. As Aguila Point comes online, the strategic calculus of Southeast Asia is being rewritten, and every nation with interests in these waters will be watching closely to see what comes next. Aguila Point's location on Palawan's western coast is no accident. This site was chosen with careful consideration, reflecting both historical context and modern strategic needs. Nestled on the edge of the Philippine archipelago, Aguila Point stands as a sentinel, watching over the nation's maritime frontiers. Facing the vast expanse of the South China Sea, Aguila Point offers direct, rapid access to the highly contested Spratly Islands and Scarborough Shoal. These waters are not just lines on a map, they are flashpoints in a regional struggle for resources, sovereignty, and security. From Aguila Point, the Philippine Navy can respond swiftly to emerging threats or incidents, projecting presence where it matters most. The base's deep water port is capable of hosting the Philippines' largest warships, including frigates and supply vessels. Its rugged, sparsely populated surroundings provide natural defenses, making it difficult for adversaries to approach undetected. This isolation is an advantage, allowing for the installation of advanced surveillance systems that can monitor vast stretches of ocean and airspace. But Aguila Point is more than just a military outpost, it's a vital logistical lifeline. Outposts in the Spratlys, often isolated and vulnerable, depend on timely resupply. With Aguila Point, these missions become faster, safer, and more reliable, ensuring that Filipino personnel stationed on remote islands remain supported and ready. The base anchors the Philippines' West Philippine Sea strategy, reinforcing its territorial claims not just through diplomatic statements, but through a persistent, visible presence. Every patrol, every flag raised, sends a clear message: the Philippines is committed to defending its maritime rights. Unlike older facilities in Manila or Subic Bay, Aguila Point is purpose-built for military efficiency and rapid power projection. Its infrastructure is designed for quick deployment, streamlined logistics, and seamless coordination with allied forces. Every aspect of its design serves a singular purpose: to act as the Philippine Navy's sharpened spear in the 21st century, ready to meet new challenges with modern technology and strategic foresight. The base's multi-purpose role strengthens not only military readiness but also national resolve. It serves as a hub for joint exercises, training, and rapid response, ensuring that the Philippines remains vigilant and prepared. Today, Aguila Point stands as the centerpiece of the country's maritime defense, a symbol of determination and a foundation for future security. Its very existence fundamentally shifts the balance in the region, enhancing the Philippines' ability to protect its interests and contribute to regional stability in an increasingly contested maritime domain. Secrecy was essential for Aguila Point's construction. Publicly announcing the project would have triggered immediate diplomatic backlash and likely Chinese interference, risking delays or cancellation. Keeping it classified shielded the project from domestic opposition and foreign intelligence, allowing planners to embed advanced security features undetected. The clandestine approach also let Manila manage its alliances discreetly, presenting Aguila Point as a sovereign initiative, not a foreign-backed outpost. By the time the world learned of it, the base was a fait accompli. Aguila Point is a Filipino solution to a Filipino problem, built quietly, but with lasting impact. The secrecy was as strategic as the base itself. Aguila Point is a leap forward in military design for the Philippines. It features hardened underground submarine pens, signaling future ambitions for a submarine fleet and ensuring asset survivability. The base is self-sufficient, with its own power, water, fuel, and repair facilities, enabling extended operations without outside support. A dedicated airfield allows for joint operations with the Air Force and Marines, integrating sea, air, and land power. The C4 ISTAR Center fuses data from ships, drones, and satellites, giving commanders real-time awareness over the South China Sea. Aguila Point transforms the Philippine Navy from reactive to proactive, ready to anticipate and shape events. It's not just a base, it's a modern, resilient ecosystem for maritime defense. This is the future of Philippine security. Aguila Point is Manila's answer to years of Chinese pressure in the South China Sea. Filipino fishermen have been harassed and supply missions blocked. Diplomacy alone hasn't worked. The base enables a constant, credible Philippine presence near contested areas, challenging China's narrative and reassuring local communities. Its surveillance systems will document illegal activities, strengthening Manila's case internationally. Aguila Point is about deterrence, not matching China ship for ship but making any aggression costly and risky. Concentrating modern assets at a hardened base raises the stakes for any adversary. The base also enhances alliance credibility, showing the Philippines as a serious security partner. It could serve as a vital hub for allied operations in a crisis. Aguila Point signals the Philippines' new role as a key Indo-Pacific player. For Palawan's coastal communities, Aguila Point is both a blessing and a challenge. The base has brought jobs and infrastructure, but also environmental worries. Dredging has damaged reefs, and there are fears of pollution. Residents are anxious about becoming targets in a potential conflict, as the base puts them on the front line. The government is now engaging locals, promising environmental safeguards and compensation. The narrative is one of shared purpose. The base is for all Filipinos, including Palawan's fishermen. Aguila Point's long-term success depends on earning the trust of those who live in its shadow. The balance between security and community will define its legacy. Aguila Point's unveiling has stirred the Indo-Pacific. ASEAN partners like Vietnam and Malaysia quietly welcome a stronger Philippines, seeing it as a counterbalance to China. Public support is muted, no one wants to provoke Beijing, but behind the scenes, defense ties are likely to deepen. China has condemned the base as destabilizing and will likely increase patrols to test its defenses. The U.S., Japan, and Australia see Aguila Point as a boost to regional security and will offer support through training and joint operations. The base cements the Philippines' role as a key hub in the Indo-Pacific security network. Aguila Point is reshaping alliances and rivalries across the region. The strategic landscape is shifting. Aguila Point significantly alters the military balance in the South China Sea, a region already fraught with tension and strategic maneuvering. It counters China's dominance by establishing a resilient and strategic Philippine presence, which is crucial for maintaining regional stability. This development may spark a regional arms race, as neighboring countries might feel compelled to bolster their own defenses. Alternatively, it could foster new security coalitions among ASEAN's maritime states, promoting collaboration over competition. The base draws the region deeper into the ongoing U.S.-China competition, a rivalry that has global implications. Both sides are now recalibrating their strategies, seeking to gain an upper hand in this strategic chess game. ASEAN unity could be tested as the geopolitical landscape shifts, with some members aligning more closely with Manila, seeking to strengthen ties and security assurances, while others may hedge toward Beijing, balancing their interests between the two powers. The Philippines now has the means to enforce its maritime laws more assertively, a move that could redefine regional maritime norms. This increases the risk of direct confrontations at sea, as nations assert their territorial claims more vigorously. Agila Point changes the rules of engagement. Deterrence is stronger, providing a sense of security. But so is the risk of escalation, as any misstep could lead to unintended conflict. The region must navigate these new dynamics carefully, balancing power with diplomacy. The South China Sea's future is more uncertain and more contested than ever, with overlapping claims adding to the complexity. All eyes are now on Palawan, a focal point in this unfolding geopolitical drama, as its strategic importance continues to grow. Agila Point's completion marks a turning point for the Philippines and the region. The Navy will develop new doctrines and increase patrols, testing the base's capabilities and China's response. The base justifies further modernization, submarines, frigates, and fighter jets, creating a cycle of growing strength. The Philippines is shifting from security liability to provider, negotiating from a position of strength. Agila Point must be part of a broader strategy, combining military power, diplomacy, and partnerships for a stable maritime order. The base is a bold declaration of sovereignty and intent. The risk of inaction was greater than the risk of building. The world is watching what the Philippines will do next.